All right, hey, good morning, everybody. This is Mike here. It's just past 4:15 Central Daylight Time, about 40 miles west of Tallahassee. Watching radar, things are popping big time. About 2 hours ago, man, the atmosphere just exploded, it seemed like, with these low-level thunderstorms. Currently, we have three warnings in the Mobile area, which I am not at, but three current warnings. We have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. We have that main line that is now entering through Mobile, Alabama, is problem number one, the main line. Problem number two is a secondary line that's out ahead of this line, which is nearing Panama City beachward, northward. It's producing some pretty strong storms. And then between those two lines, we're starting to get these little discrete popcorn storms popping up with a lot of lightning in them and indicating that they could possibly build some sort of rotation between the two lines. We get a lot of low-level winds pulling up. There was a lot of soundings overnight. I was watching. I took a 3-hour snooze, 1 to 4, and right before I went to bed at 1, they were Eastern time. They were a lot of balloons going up from New Orleans, Mobile, and the upper level wind soundings were showing an incredible amount of wind shear winds. So they very confident this was going to happen, and it is right now. The latest Storm Prediction Center outlook got posted about an hour ago for today, Tuesday. And I was a little surprised. It's the same. I thought maybe they reduced some of the enhanced, but no, the enhanced is still on, dipping deep down into Florida. The enhanced is at orange, number 3 out of 5 risk level, almost riding along the Interstate 4 line northward. And that enhanced goes through parts of Georgia, Alabama, and South Carolina, North Carolina through this evening. We still have two main patched areas of tornadoes, including parts of the Florida Panhandle and parts of southeast Alabama and southwest Georgia. We have a secondary patched line that is still showing up for eastern South Carolina and eastern North Carolina later today. So they're still worried about storms getting some re-energized coming in off the Atlantic and getting some of that fuel later today. The big graphic that still stands out for me more than anything is that wind risk map, which is the red hatched map. And we got a large area showing potential winds of 74 mile an hour plus. A big mid area for the west coast. This is because we're going to be having a low tide occurring about almost now. Low tide now. High tides tonight around 9, 10, 11 o'clock for different areas. But so we're going to be building into a high tide tonight with winds that are going to be turning from the south and then eventually from the west towards that Florida coastline. So we got a coastal flood warning up. In some of the areas back on December 17th that we had that overnight flooding, could be looking at similar type of a setup, unfortunately. So, this is a little different. That was a low pressure area that was deepening low pressure, but the predicted winds for that were only in the upper 30s for that low pressure that caused those floods 2 weeks ago. The winds now are expected to be in the upper 40s wind gusts in the same areas. So that's a little different. We're going to have bigger wind gusts, a little higher pressure. We got a new moon in 2 days, so it's going to be, some of the highest tides of the month. So they're worried a little bit about coastal flooding. So if you're in those things, if you're in any area that got flooding during Ada, any areas that even got flooded during Idalia, or an episode 2 weeks ago, pay attention. Yeah, it's such a hard forecast. Who's going to get what? If anybody's going to get anything. I know that most counties now are issuing sandbag stations in preparation of this. Now, obviously, they're taking it serious on the state side and local level side. Now, the secondary part of the system is the winds later this afternoon, later tonight, coming up from the Atlantic, still showing 50, 60 mile an hour wind gusts all the way from South Georgia all the way to the Outer Banks tonight. Tremendous winds and waves expected coming in off the Atlantic. You guys are looking at 40, 50, 60 mile an hour wind gusts all the way to the Outer Banks this evening, later this evening, and those are going to extend into overnight hours for Jersey, New York, Cape Cod. They're expecting wind gusts of possibly up to 60 miles an hour, maybe 70 miles an hour. And then it eventually overnight into Wednesday morning, it goes into the New England Northeast. Widespread power outages are expected because of all of this. I've seen widespread power outages map, including parts of Florida. So where, you get these saturated grounds, you get these 40, 50, 60 mile an hour wind gusts, trees go down, they fall down on power lines, and we lose power. We get tornadoes, obviously they cause damage, we lose power. So already a lot of power outages I saw this morning. Furman Power Equipment's got a power outage map. You can see that on my site. It's on the very top right. So currently 91,000 or 57,000 are without power in Alabama right now. So 57,000 without power, 42,000 in Texas, Louisiana, about 20,000, and Mississippi about 23,000. So it's, the main line has not even reached you guys yet. Alabama's at 57,000 without power currently right now. A little surprised. And this will only get higher. And we're going to have widespread power outages from the Gulf Coast all the way to the New England and well in towards the Great Lakes. Tremendous low pressure area here that is causing all this havoc. So right below me is my weather station, and the pressure is already down below 1,000 millibars. A little surprised, actually. It was reading a little bit lower a second ago. I think it's having a hard time calibrating, but it's currently reading 998 pressure, which is pretty low. Honestly, we had that low pressure Florida, Pinellas County just a couple weeks ago, and it got down to, I don't even think it got down this low. It got down to like 991 or 999.1, I think is the lowest it got. So we're at 998 pressure right now here in West Tallahassee, which is pretty low. Surprised, actually, it's that low. So I know we got a lot of chasers on the ground. There's another cell that looks. My buddy Reed Timmer's streaming right now around Grayson Beach, Florida. There's a very suspicious cell. Might be coming ashore there. It's starting to get that hook echo kind of look. So yes, if you're in Grayson Beach, it's looking very suspicious. We got a tornado warning still. Freeport, Portland, Florida. There's all kinds of tornado warnings right now going on. Hard to keep up as this line comes through. A lot of local meteorologists are on air, which is great. Heavy rain is another huge problem right now. We got flash flooding now all the way up into Alabama. Heavy rain. An inch to 2 inches an hour, 1 to 2 inches an hour now. We have another cell in Alabama, Seamus, Alabama. It looks like there might be a tornado. So so now we got a tornado here. The one I was talking about, Santa Rosa Beach here, near Freeport. That's one just west of Panama City. So we got two lines of storms. It's very, very interesting here. We got the main line setting up. It just got through Mobile, Alabama. Then we got that secondary line just in front right now with a lot of little cells in between that could be interesting. So lots of action. And this is just not in Florida. This is extending up in the lower parts of Alabama. Looks like Mississippi pretty much might be missing it now as it moves on to your east. Lower Alabama, lower Georgia, definitely going to be watching these along with Florida here. This system is definitely producing some pretty big storms right now, big winds and heavy rains. So the current line that I'm nearing near Crestview, just east of Crestview actually is looking pretty ominous. I should be getting this heavy rain here in a minute. We're catching this thing. So the plan for me is to ride this thing all the way back home. I live in Tampa Bay, so the plan is to pressure down to 996.5 now. So as I get closer to the, where the action's at, the pressure's definitely dropping. The radar there underneath me is pretty much where I'm at. It's such a large area of coverage, it's kind of hard to show, but we have two separate bands with two separate tornado warnings going on right now. We got another tornado warning that just popped up near Mobile, and we have that secondary line. Looks like it's got two tornado warnings now, southeast of Crestview and just west of Panama City. That line's moving eastward, so if you're in Panama City, that general area, that line is heading, and then you're going to get a secondary line past that one. So you got two lines of storm, which is so uncommon when you get these Florida squall lines, right? I mean, usually you get your squall line and then it's over. We actually have two ongoing squall lines right now that are showing tornado warnings. So again, radar is your friend during storms like this. Radar, and some of radar scoop is what I use. It has your location on it, so you can at least center where you're at, so you kind of get an idea where the storm cells are currently. And again, Storm Prediction Center keeping that increased west for storms today. The east, this thing is not expected to disappear. It's expected to remain strong all the way through the evening hours, down, close to Interstate 4, maybe south. I know a lot of Mets in South Florida are cautiously letting people know, just because the Storm Prediction Center has the enhanced level number 3 ending around the Interstate 4 line, we got yellow slide number 2 rest way south with a number 1 green rest down all the way through Florida. And I can't stress enough that there's been a lot of tornadoes through the years under a level number 1 dark green through Florida at least. And I've seen EF2, that's all EF3 once in Lakeland, in a number 1 marginal risk. So don't let those colors fool you. It's the everybody focuses on that hatched areas and whatnot, but we are expected to have a pretty strong squall line. Looking at some of the latest Helicity markers, shear markers that show rotational supercells, many of them are showing possible rotating supercells through the peninsula later today, coming in off that Gulf of Mexico. Kind of getting re-energized as this thing goes across the Gulf and crashes down. So lots to watch today. We're going to focus right now on the Panhandle, obviously, with two areas with tornado warnings currently with our lines. And it's moving pretty fast. We got a lot of activity coming in off that Gulf of Mexico that's really looking suspicious. You get these individual supercells, and those are the ones you got to watch because they're not getting energy reduced there from that rains. So it does look like that couple of getting awful close to Panama soon here. But we're just waiting for daylight. It's 4:29 local time, or 5:29 Eastern time. I'm 20 miles away from the actual, things started getting rocky here, so I'm probably going to sign off. I got to get some gas. We're streaming live on TikTok also, and we're just going to leave that stream going. We got 3,000 people watching on TikTok. It's really nothing but a highway for you all. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm probably going to have to get a better microphone. This is all new with my storm chasing. A lot of them are Pensacola. You're fixing to get it. Close Foley, Gulf Shores, you're fixing to get it. It's right in your back door right now. It's tremendous looking at this line. Crazy. All right. Well, I'm gonna pull off, get some gas. If we're gonna keep the TikTok stream going, we'll be back live on YouTube here, Facebook, and X in a little bit. And I got somebody on my back porch here. I gotta be careful. I wasn't paying attention. It would not be a storm chase if I did not get pulled over. I think I get pulled over every single storm chase I've got pulled over, either by a fan or not a fan. But I've never got a ticket. Yeah, knock on wood. And it's not like I don't have any distractions here. Oh, that is a sheriff. No, that's a cop. Oh, it is a sheriff, huh? Well, he passed me. Thank you, sir. If you're watching, tap your brake lights if you're watching Mike's weather page, Mr. Sheriff. Oh, God, I got a few distractions here. I'll probably get a. I'd probably get a lecture. But I got my seatbelt on, and I'm not texting. Alright. So we're going to get gas. We're going to be back live once you get a little close to these storms. So just kind of keep it tuned to Mike's weather page. And there's other streamers out there going. My buddy Reed Temper's out there streaming right now. Also, I think he's got a few channels going. Keep us both on. Maybe we'll end up bumping into each other as we intercept this thing. So the plan again, there's a little lighting. The plan again is to basically stream this storm all the way back down to my hometown, which is going to be all the way to 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Eastern time. So we're going to be streaming for a solid 12 hours here, it looks like. Hopefully my voice will take it. All right, gas time. See you soon.